And welcome to Mindset Monday. I'm Shelley Butler.
Doucet. Yves Doucet.
The idea guy.
We're gonna talk about ideas today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about ideas and the fact that, whoops, listen, we,
Oh.
sorry.
Oops, so we're out of
We are so out of,
going on?
I know, we got all excited because we're
Yves
both
Doucet.
beige.
We're beige.
Beige.
This is green. This is like a light green. It's not beige.
Oh,
Well, the bit light.
I didn't even know. Is this green?
No, that's that's
Okay,
it's more brown.
more brown.
This is
Okay.
more, but it's close. But this is more green.
Would you consider this green?
Yes. It's greenish.
Okay.
Green, yeah.
All right. All right. Listen.
Listen, I'm not an artist, so like
Yeah.
I'm not a painter.
Yes. I'm
But
not a painter.
this is green. Look at my eyes. Your eyes are brown right now.
Yeah.
My eyes are what? Does it bring out the green in my eyes?
It does not. It does
Ah.
not. Not like other shirts. No,
This week
we
pay
don't.
attention
Yeah.
to our team.
So
here.
I don't necessarily. I don't. Yeah. Listen, I'm talking about.
Look at my eyes.
Yeah. Look in my eyes.
So here's my aha moment for the weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've had this relationship with alcohol for a while. I've talked about this before.
You have.
So I think it's a reasonable relationship with it. It's not
I
like
agree.
it's not and then sometimes I stop and sometimes I don't. Yeah. But when I noticed there was something, Joe Dispenza said something.
Mm-hmm.
And he said something when I was there, and it keeps repeating in my head. I didn't understand. Well, I did understand, but um the first question you have to ask someone if you're coaching someone is whether or not they're willing to do the change. Because
Yes.
if you're not willing to change, and what I mean by change is change your personality, then nothing's going to change.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about ideas, where ideas come from. So if you're an entrepreneur or a business person, or if you're stuck in your life in a relationship, or you're stuck in your life in your ideas, or you find yourself stuck in a place, right? That, geez, I've been through this before. Like this is the nth time I've been through the same thing. Have you ever been stuck like that?
Oh my gosh. Yes. Yeah.
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 So the reason that you've been stuck is like because you're always having 90, you have, something like 80,000 thoughts in a day. Most of them, 99% of them are always the thoughts of the past. And that's my friend Bruce calling.
Yeah. I figured.
And and 90, so you're not having a new idea. You think you're having, you remember this concept of like where Einstein said doing the same thing over again, expecting different result is insanity.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
the thing is, we don't know we're insane,
Nope.
right? So what comes with the observation of thought, you start seeing your thoughts, you start seeing that you're insane. You see, oh, I have had that thought before, and it's like, how do you change your thoughts? So my relationship with alcohol changed this weekend. And the reason it changed, and I used to say, oh, I'm not doing this again because the next day I feel bad, right? Or I'm not doing this again because I did something stupid. Or I'm not doing this again because I don't like myself when I'm drinking, whatever it was, right?
Yeah.
Or I'm not doing this again because I can't, I'm getting fat drinking too much beer, like that kind of thing. And that has worked, but it really hasn't worked. I went back to it and I have a few drinks, and that's what happened on Friday. I had a few drinks. And I woke up in the morning and something changed. We lost our audience. Oh, there it is.
We lost this screen.
So,
Yeah,
so what's changed is this: is I noticed that I was having the same thoughts that I've been trying to not have. I noticed that I couldn't stop thinking about my past, and they came up in different ways. And then I realized that, oh, right, when you get tired, when you deplete your dopamine by your addiction or your habits of whatever you're doing. It doesn't matter if it's drinking, it doesn't matter if it's shopping, it doesn't matter if it's strolling on the internet, it doesn't matter whatever it is that we have as a habit, our habits, what we do as a without thinking, we do it to get a shot of dopamine. And when we get depleted of that dopamine, right? And keep in mind, we do the same thing. So if we do the same thing, we're going to get the same results. We don't have any other ideas. And I decided this weekend that now I see. So when I drink, it's because I'm escaping. And we escape because we do the same thing. And that's not where new ideas come from. They come from flow. They come from being in your space, not from being in your thoughts. They come they come from actually not thinking.
Hmm.
And if you're tired and you're depleted of your dopamine, then you can't think. Your thoughts are coming up, but they're the old thoughts. They're the same thoughts. And that's what happened to me this weekend. All Saturday, I thought, well, I've had that thought before, and I tried to change my thought by just replacing it with a higher emotion, which it worked. And I would have it again. I would have it again. I said, oh, that's why. If I'm really serious about changing my life, if I'm really serious about pivoting my business, then you're gonna have to make changes in your life,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
If
No
you're
question.
and when
Yeah.
I was coaching this young man who's a hockey player, right, 16 years old,
Hmm.
and he's doing everything I asked him to do. I said, "You're very determined. Like, do you want to make it to the NHL?" He looked at me and says, "Yeah, I'll do anything to make it."
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So the question I would ask the audience is if you're stuck in your life in a certain way, whatever it is, and you start to have like come observe your thoughts and what you're doing and see what you did yesterday. Because whatever you did yesterday was what you need to stop doing in order for you to have different thoughts. And you can only have different thoughts if you connect to the different world.
Yeah.
Eh,
So what does that actually mean? Like how are we able to connect to a different world? How are we able to connect to a different world? So the thing is, you're living in the same home, you're around the same people, right? I'm gonna challenge you and I'm going to say, whenever you go out and you're drinking, not just having a beer, but whenever you go out and drink, because I know you don't drink at home,
No, I don't drink at home. No.
right? So whenever you go out and you're surrounded by, I'm going to say probably the same people every time is when you drink the most, right? So
No, that's not true.
that's not true.
No.
Okay. Okay.
It's not the
So
same people.
for
No.
me, it's a group of people that I or even family that I drink around. So they drink. Do you want to drink? Of course, I'm going to have a
Yeah,
drink.
so wherever you go, there you are.
Wherever you
Yeah.
go, there you are.
So
Yeah.
the trick is to become no self, right? So the trick is to see that you're basically, judging yourself if if you're not having a drink.
Well, or if you feel that you can't say no, right? You can't go there. If I go there, I know I'm going to drink. And I know that I'm probably going to over drink if I go there.
Yeah, I would say go.
And
Be-
drink or go
Go and observe your thoughts.
and change. See if you can change the
Go
way that you feel about that drink.
go and like it serves nothing if you have to isolate yourself from the world in order for you to have new thoughts about yourself. You have to go out and practice in the world.
I agree with you. I agree with you, but I think that when you decide to make a change, when you decide that you don't want to have that drink, maybe it's not the best decision to go
Yeah.
and until it gets solidified, right?
It's not a decision logical, it's a decision from emotion that you have to make.
Most
Like,
definitely.
so unless you get it, you won't get it. Like you, how, so kind of, how can I explain this differently? So it's a lot easier to stop doing something when you're not in the environment of doing something.
Hmm.
But then you have to test whether or not you are still the same person in that environment by going back to the environment. And if you don't, then you're still stuck in it. You're hiding.
That's just another
You're
escape.
trying to forget.
I
That- right?
absolutely
You're trying to
agree.
forget instead of trying to forgive.
I guess
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say is when you are trying to build a new neural pathway, when you are trying to, if it is quitting drinking or you don't want to drink, then perhaps going to those same parties, doing those same things at first, until it's solidified within you, right?
I think it's case by case, Shelley. It depends.
Maybe.
Yeah, it depends. Like if you have a severe alcoholic problem, maybe you that's what you do, right? Um, or maybe you become still in that environment. It's all about stillness in that environment. It's all about becoming still when you're not still and staying there until staying there. Like
Yeah.
don't move. Don't like
Yeah.
stay still. Like don't it's in the stillness. It's not in saying or doing, it's staying still. So go in the environment and stay still. Like stay still until you can actually shut off the noise. Yeah.
So you and I can go and have hours long conversations
Mhm.
with a drink
Or
or
what?
without
Yeah.
a drink. You
That,
and I can go do that,
yeah.
right? We
Yeah.
don't need to have the drink when you and I are out together. I don't feel the same way with everybody.
Yeah. So I would challenge you that until you can do that, you're still escaping in some way and you haven't been able to switch your mind what you believe about yourself.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm not really trying to stop drinking, right? I'm not
No, but
going
are
to
you
have a
try but are you
not going to have a drink. And I've never really overdrank, you know what I mean? Like I don't.
but have you noticed that when you drink or when you do something that you can't stop doing? That's not the question is whether or not it's not whether or not you can stop drinking. The question I have for you is can you stop anything? Because what you just told me is that when I went a certain person, I became a certain self, and that certain self, that way of seeing myself, is I have to drink. You and I, we don't have to drink to have a conversation. You don't,
No,
right?
no, but yes,
Right?
absolutely. And
So,
the thing is I just don't go there anymore. I don't go the situation that goes, holy God, I'm gonna like, you know what? I'm gonna have to like drink copious amounts for me to get through this night.
yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
would, and
drink
I would
the
say,
wine.
go
Hmm.
and observe the fact that you don't need to.
Yeah.
It's because you're
Oh,
caught. It's because
I went
and
without liquor.
and
I left early.
stay longer.
Yeah. Well,
Stay longer.
there are certain people, Eve, that just don't fuel my joy. So I am all about I don't do anything that doesn't fuel my joy,
We're not talking
right?
about joy. We're talking about going beyond the self.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
stay still in the uncomfortable.
All right. Okay. Yeah. I don't You are very good with, you know what? It's every time I go over there and I go into that, it's like a quagmire of nonsense. And you are really good like I'm going back in.
Yeah. There's
I
a
am,
reason I'm
I am,
doing that.
and I get it. I get it. You and I
Do
are
you?
opposite. Well, you and I are opposite when it comes to that, right? I do not agree with that at all. I am not going back into the quagmire
And why not?
because it's nonsense. I'm not going back there because I am not going to waste a moment, not a
It's
moment.
not a waste. It's a practice.
And that's yes, no, and I know, and you and I, this is the one big thing that we disagree, as you can tell.
Well,
We
I never
definitely.
knew we disagreed.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely disagree. How many times have I said, you'd say, "Oh my God, I went over there again and he beat me up again, but I'm going back tomorrow. If I got it in me, I'm going to go back tomorrow." I'd be like, "Yeah, okay, see you
Are you talking
later."
about my business ventures? My old partners? Yeah,
Well,
that's why I did it to be in the practice.
yeah.
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 And I became a better man because of it. I don't regret it.
Good.
It's the practice.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely a practice. I guess maybe I was fortunate enough when I was younger to have a dad that gave me all the practice I needed.
Yes. So we're talking about like the only thing you will have left at the
Hmm.
end of your life.
Hmm.
It's not your body, it's not your car, it's not your cottage, it's not your house, not even your partners, your friends,
Oh,
not
for
even your
sure.
family. What you will have left is your personality.
For sure.
And
Well,
what
we hope that if you don't have Alzheimer's or you don't lose your.
you'll still have your personality. If you have Alzheimer's, your personality comes up. It's
Yeah,
actually
my uncle was not him. My uncle was
no,
not
it was
even
I would suggest that
close to him.
he was him, but without his like prefrontal cortex. In other words, there was no limitation. So he was bottling that up all these years until he became himself.
Hmm.
And I know what you mean. Like my mom and my dad, well, my mom especially, like she changed, right? She wasn't the same that I knew her, but she was bottling that up all her life. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
so. Yeah, maybe.
So we're talking about ideas and how you
Yeah.
pivot, and this like Canada has got, well, Canada, the world's got an amazing opportunity right now. And it's the opportunity to create something instead of trying to follow something. So just notice how we're in fear of what's happening in the world today.
Yeah.
And we're in fear because we can't stop thinking about it. And that creates the same thoughts over and over again. So if you have a business that hasn't grown, if you have a body that hasn't changed, if you have a life that hasn't changed, it's because you're doing the same thing. It's that simple.
Okay.
Okay. You're
Yeah.
you're trying something different, but it's not really working because it's the same thing. So by definition, you're delusional.
Absolutely.
Right.
I
So
agree
I
with
would say
that.
at Dovico, we haven't grown in 10 years. We're doing good. We're a good company. We have good customers.
Solid. Yeah.
Yes, I all that,
Solid.
but we haven't
But
grown.
but very
Right.
very little growth. Yes, very little
Right.
growth.
And
Yeah.
we can come up with all sorts of excuses for that, but we haven't grown because we're the same.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's why the practice is important. If you can't see that you're the same, well, then, something's gonna, like, you're gonna have to wait for disaster to change.
Oh, most
Right.
definitely, most definitely. And this is what we are focused on this year is awareness. Are we doing the exact same checklist for our launches that we did 10 years ago? Are we doing the exact same things and don't even realize it? Just because we believe that we have a great procedure to do that launch or a great policy to get those next set of features out, right?
And we are doing the same thing.
And we're doing the exact same thing. Yeah. And that's why we are
Right.
where we are. We don't have a huge amount of,
It's the same thing as you're going back to your friends, and the only way I could cope with them is to drink. Except we don't see it that way with what we do, like to build a business. But it's the same
it
thing.
is. It is.
It's the
You're right.
same
It's the
thing,
same thing. Yeah.
right? You just don't see it.
Yeah.
We're not observing our thoughts.
We are not.
So new thoughts don't come from the past. They come from stillness.
Yeah.
This is what I'm learning more and more. Well, when you stand still, you become observant. That's where new thoughts comes in.
Yeah.
So if you start writing, like you taught me this, you write in your journal, right? You start writing your ideas, you're gonna see that, oh, I've had that idea before. I've had that idea before. I've had that one before, right?
So I talked about with our team, I brought out because I journal a lot. So I decided that this year that I would bring out the last 10 years of January 1st.
Right.
And the last 10 years of January 1st looks almost the exact
Okay,
same.
so we've had this conversation.
We've
Yeah.
absolutely had this
It's the same
conversation.
thing as drinking. Like I'm done having the same conversations. I don't want to have the same conversations. I want to have a different conversation.
Yep. Agreed.
Right.
Agreed.
So I want to have a different life. So I'm bringing drinking as, oh, I had an aha moment. Oh, the reason that I started to drink is because I was trying to escape. And the reason we're trying to escape, it doesn't matter if it's like doing is an escape,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
I
Being
cannot tell
busy
you how many
is an
people
escape.
that I coach. So let me tell you this little story here. There was in 1973, Harvard wanted to do a test. So they sent 8 students into they had asylums in that went back when. So they send them to this hospital where everybody had mental illness.
Yep.
So these people were fine and they sent them there. And they said, behave exactly as normal.
Hmm.
Within 3 months, all the doctors there had diagnosed them with a severe mental illness.
Yeah.
So when Harvard went to the hospital and said, well, these guys don't have anything, they're just normal students. Well, the doctors thought they were like, well, that's not fair. We want you to send more students. Did you hear the story?
No, I
We
haven't heard
want you
this
to
one.
send more students, 8 more students, and we can determine which students are sick and which are not. All right. So 6 months goes by, and the doctors they call up the Harvard and they say, we've determined which students that you sent us. These are the students. And Harvard said, we never sent anyone yet.
Yeah.
Right. So we believe what I mean by that is our behavior creates our mental illness.
Most
Some, right?
definitely.
Not all, but a
I've
lot.
watched
Right?
it. I watched it. I've actually seen it right in front of my eyes happening. So we fed the homeless for years and years, and I've seen families come because they couldn't afford supper. We used to feed supper, and all of a sudden, being around those that have mental illness created some mental illness within. So what I noticed really, really quickly is within a couple of years is what we're doing is we've got all our homeless, all those experiencing homelessness, our marginalized citizens all together. And they are sharing their demise with one another
Right.
during an hour and a
But
half.
okay, so think of it, doctors. Doctors are very smart. Yes, they're smart.
They're educated.
Well, they're smart.
I've
By
met
all measures of
some.
societal,
Oh
like
yeah. Oh
they're
sure.
smart.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yep.
they're smart. You know what I
Sure.
mean? They know stuff. I don't
Sure.
know stuff, right?
Yep.
But to a hammer, everything's a nail,
Mhm.
right? So even doctors who are very intelligent, they've learned a lot of stuff. They know a lot about the body and the mind, right?
Sure.
They see everything as a nail,
Most definitely.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So we like I don't think I'm as smart as a doctor. So I have to believe that I see everything as a nail until I let go of being a hammer.
Yeah.
So you have to let go, and the only way you can let go is become still. The only way you can let go is like be still in the chaos.
Listen, I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. Being still, though, for most people is extremely difficult.
Yeah, but that's what happens. It's like so many people I coach, they have ADHD and they're drinking double espressos or they're strolling like there's no tomorrow. Is it the cause or which is the cause, which is the effect, right? Their behavior makes them full of ADHD.
Yeah. And now that I've told you, I've diagnosed you with ADHD,
Now I'm going to
now it gives
practice
you
it.
permission to
Right.
practice
So we're
most
practicing
definitely.
the self. We're practicing being a hammer, right?
Always.
And we just don't see it,
We don't.
right? We see other people's behavior,
Yep.
right?
It's hard to see our own.
Right. So the only way to see our own is to stay still
And that's
in
why
the chaos,
in the chaos, and that's
right?
why awareness is such a uh, uh, pinpointed behavior that we are working on here this year at Dovaco.
It is.
Are we aware enough that we are doing the exact same thing as what we did last year and the year before and the year before that? Can you see that on January 1st, your journal entries were the exact same thing? Can you understand that your thoughts for the last 10 years on January 1st have been the exact same thing? I didn't know. I didn't know and I wrote them. Right? So unless we are aware enough, and most of us don't have journals that we can go back and look at, right? So
Or yeah, we don't go back and look.
or we just don't go back and look, right?
Mhm.
So I'm on a awareness roll. So I am very much wanting to be um
Aware.
did you lose your mouth again?
Yeah.
It's a habit. It
Today's
has to.
Friday.
No, not. I didn't get any on me. So, so I think it's really really important that we do get into we do get into our frontal cortex if you want to say that, right? Be aware and be okay, right? Because I could have gone into demise and I actually did a little bit. Oh my God, I'm thinking the exact same thing every January 1st. And I consider myself always looking for the next dopamine hit, always doing something a little bit different to get the dopamine hit. At Dovico, we have some huge things that are going on, some huge features, right? It's all about AI, right? Where are we going to get the $1 million for the next AI function, for the next AI feature, for the next, right? And it is like for me, just saying the words, I'm excited. Like I'm excited about it. I think it's a massive challenge. Let's go. We've done a lot of $1 million features in 33 years, a lot of them.
So another way to put it is most of the successful people will tell you of the day they were lucky. There's always a day that luck found them. Rocky, um, like most business people, like they'll always be, oh, I was lucky that day, right? Like something happened that day that changed their lives.
Hmm.
And there's
Do you
always,
have that?
of course, yeah. Oh yeah.
Tell me your day.
Well, which one? The day I was lucky enough to close the biggest sale of my life?
Was that the pivotal moment though?
Well, I never closed a big deal like that, so that was a big moment.
That was a big
The
moment.
day that I sold my land, yeah, I've talked about that 15,000 times. I was walking on the street. This
Yep.
guy that I didn't know yelled my name. I went to him and he says, "Hey, can I buy you a coffee? I have a proposal for you."
Was
And
that was that it?
that
Was
was
that that was
I
it?
was lucky.
Yeah.
That's
So
luck.
so those two moments are your business moments kind of
I have
thing.
a
You
lot.
are.
I've been very lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the time. I'm lucky all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Me too. So
right.
grateful. Lucky all the time.
So when you go, that's another way to get out of your escapes is just understand that you're lucky.
Yeah.
So you're like you surrender to life, you surrender to the possibilities. Just continue moving and delivering to look for luck. Where am
Yeah.
I lucky?
Yeah.
And instead of saying I need to find the answer, which is different, you need to say I'm very lucky.
Yeah.
I continue being lucky. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so that's another way to be open to the self, like removing the self. Because if you're if you believe you're lucky, you're not saying I'm good. You're saying I'm lucky. It's different.
It
If
is.
you're saying I'm good, then you're trying to say I have the answer.
Well, you're trying to prove yourself,
Right.
right?
But
You're
if you
trying to
say I'm
still prove.
lucky,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm lucky. Well, that was lucky. That
Yeah.
was lucky.
That was lucky.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just go on and keep doing it and finding luck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's another way to get rid of the self. And luck can be found anywhere, yes or no?
Oh, absolutely. And anybody can be lucky.
Can you
You don't
find
have to be the
can you
doctor,
be lucky in
the
chaos?
lawyer. You can be lucky in chaos. That's the pivotal moment, really, to tell you the honest truth. If you can still feel lucky in chaos,
Can you be, yeah. So
that's pivotal.
maybe your biggest opportunity, right, lies in the resistance or the opposition that you have to doing something.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ideas come from everywhere, right?
They can
Ideas,
come, they're everywhere.
they're absolutely
But
everywhere.
mostly our ideas come from our past. It's the same ideas done differently. And that's why we're stuck.
But they can come from anywhere. So if you
They're
are
everywhere.
lucky,
Yeah.
you're going to be in the right place at the right time. If you are aware enough, you're going to find that those ideas are all around you all the time.
You know what? I don't know if you knew this or not, but Tesla had a Nikola Tesla. He had a
Yes.
really odd thing that he was doing. So he would fall asleep with a big ball, a metal ball in his
Mm-hmm.
hand. So he would fall asleep, and then when he would reach the alpha theta mode,
Yeah.
well, like when you're in that no body,
Yeah. That
right?
theta
That
game.
theta
Yeah.
game, there's no body.
Yeah.
If you're no body, you have no self, right?
Yeah.
You're not in your body, you have no self.
He
He
believed
that ball would just roll off his, and he would wake up. And he did that as a practice to have different ideas.
to see if he came up with an
If not,
idea.
like you're in the body, you're trying too hard. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. My daughter is named Nicola as well.
Tesla.
Same spelling.
Because of Tesla.
Well,
Anyway, that's my little.
she's brilliant. She's brilliant, just like
So
Tesla.
we'll see if I stop drinking. But right now, so last night I went to watch a football game. Didn't need to drink. Went to the same place that I usually go. That would have a drink. Didn't didn't feel the urge to drink. Didn't need to drink.
Good.
Nothing happened because I changed the way I see myself.
Mm,
Right.
good.
There was no guilt, no nothing. And so maybe I can leave you with this. If you have the same thoughts, if you wake up in the morning and you have the same thoughts about the same person, about the same problem that you had yesterday, I suggest maybe you should go to bed with a big metal ball, or right, see what you did yesterday to deplete your dopamine. What did you do to escape instead of staying still? And I would say stay still. Go in the stillness.
Yeah.
Do less. Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more. Staying still, being in stillness, especially when you're in chaos, is is such a beautiful practice. I know myself, I was in the doing yesterday and I decided to take a moment. You have to have enough awareness to take a moment to be still.
Yeah.
And I saw the snow in the trees. Now, I'd been there for probably 2 hours before I saw the beautiful snow in the
Perfect.
trees.
Stay in
And
stillness.
and
Yeah.
it is, yeah, it definitely is a practice. I think that you should try it everywhere you go. It is it is totally and completely a way forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
Yes.
actually think when you're in stillness, and you can observe your thoughts when you're in stillness.
Yeah, you'll have a thought. You can mark it down if you want to,
Yep.
like note it down, and then come back to stillness.
Yep.
Okay, so here's a couple of ways if you want to reach out to me to practice stillness. I teach a yin class on Sunday night at the YMCA, and there's a basketball game going on next door, and sometimes there's kids coming into the class. That's the way to practice stillness and chaos, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas most
Absolutely.
teachers would say, don't come into class, be quiet, take off your shoes.
Yep.
I don't, it doesn't matter to me because the students there, I tell them, I have a surprise coming for you today. So stay still. I don't know what that is. I don't have anything planned, but the whole practice is to be still. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Love it.
a couple of things that changed that I haven't told you. So one of the things is my event coming on Beyond Thinking. This is what we're going to talk about, being in flow. How do you how do you become in flow? And if you want to read two good books on flow, there's The Flow State, and the other one's called The Rise of Superman. Really good books. And so why is flow so important? When you get in flow, you get in theta state. You get out of your no body. Time doesn't matter. Body doesn't matter. Like you're not aware of your body. That's in flow state. You're not aware of time. It stands still. Like you could be there forever and you don't even know. That's flow state. When you're in flow state, you have new ideas. So find things that can help you flow state. So we're going to practice coming into flow state, being into flow states, and we're going to do we're going to look at the science of flow states. That's what happens on Beyond the Thinking on February 21st. The other thing I want to tell you is I've changed my pricing for my coaching, and I have two pricing. One is $111 for personal coaching, and the other one's $333 for business coaching. And the reason it's more expensive, that's per hour. I recommend 3 sessions for personal coaching and probably 10 sessions for business coaching. And the reason for that is if you own a business, it's very much more complicated and it takes a lot more work. Yeah, that's why.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So I'm just telling you the pricing. I have a couple of spots left. Um, I do a lot of coaching.
Yeah.
Um, and what it is, it's mindset coaching, getting out of your mind,
Mm.
changing your life. Yeah.
Yeah. You're so helpful in changing our thoughts. I know changing my thoughts, right? So when I'm in a pickle
Mm.
and I can't get my thoughts changed, I can share with Yves every time. He's been my coach for 24 years. So I'm so grateful.
Have we known
Absolutely.
each other for 24 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy, right?
You look so young.
Right? Look at us. We don't even look 24, do we? All right. That's enough of that. I'm Shelley Butler.
I'm Yves Doucet.
And this has been Mindset Monday. I am so glad that you shared this time with us today. And I just want to remind you, because it's so important to me, to get your workout in and that I love you. And I want you to really think about how you are showing.